guys, what is going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. I'm Mike, your host, and I hope you guys are having the best day ever. Before I get started, guys, if you are new here, please subscribe if you haven't already done that. We're on the road to 69,000 subscribers, and I would love you to join me on this journey. So hit subscribe right now and join the fam. And also, guys, go follow me on all my social media. Links are in the description. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat, so go follow me on all of those. And once again, I am coming back at you guys with another creepy video, and today we are talking about another scary story. And this scary story is called Gore Orphanage. So, the story of Gore Orphanage. I know, it's as gruesome as it sounds, trust me. This is a scary legend about a group of children who died in a fire. And the location is said to be one of the most haunted places in Ohio. Anyways, let's jump over to the story. Gore Orphanage. The legend of Gore Orphanage begins with a married couple named Johann and Katharina Sprunger who lived in Indiana. After their young son and daughter died under mysterious circumstances, Mr. and Mrs. Sprunger decided to start an orphanage. They called their orphanage the Light of Hope Orphanage. Unfortunately, it burned down in the year 1899, and 3 orphan girls were burned alive in the blaze. Putting this tragedy behind them, the Sprungers moved to Vermillion, Ohio, where they started a new orphanage in 1903. This was called Gore Orphanage, and eventually they had over 100 boys and girls living there. But all was not well with the children of Gore Orphanage. Rumors of darkness and despair soon plagued the old place. The children told horrific stories of abuse, neglect, and slave labor. Mrs. Sprunger cooked cows' heads and lungs and forced the children to eat the foul meat or starve. Mr. Sprunger beat the poor kids with a leather strap until their bodies were covered in bloody welts and bruises. He would also rent out the children to local farmers as slave labor. The boys and girls were only allowed to wash themselves once every 2 weeks, and they all had to use the same dirty bath water. The children's rooms were infested with rats which crawled into their beds and bit them while they lay asleep. Soon, the terrified children began trying to escape from Gore Orphanage. Some of them managed to run away from the home, wading through the Vermillion River and finding refuge with some generous people in Vermillion. One cold night in December 1923, the orphanage caught fire. Nobody knows how the blaze started. Some people say that one of the orphans accidentally knocked over an oil lamp. Others say that Mr. Sprunger started the fire because he hated the children and wanted to collect insurance money. That night, Gore Orphanage burned to the ground with all the children trapped inside. The fire swept through the old building, springing from one room to another. The children desperately tried to escape the inferno, but the stairs was blocked by the flames. The dreadful cries and screams of the children trapped inside the blazing building could be heard by horrified onlookers. The deadly fire continued to burn until the screams finally fell silent, and the orphanage was reduced to a charred, smoking shell. The blaze had claimed the lives of over 100 poor orphan children. Ever since that night, people have seen strange apparitions and ghostly figures lurking in the field where Gore Orphanage once stood. They say that if you go there late at night, you can still hear the sounds of children screaming and pleading for help. The air is still filled with the smell of burning flesh and roasted children. Despite the fact that the site is now a vacant field, many people have heard the sound of doors opening and shutting and footsteps walking across wooden floors. There is also an old tire swing hanging from a tree near the site, where they say you can see a ghostly young boy swinging silently back and forth. Wow, I don't know what to say about that story. I don't know if it was supposed to be scary or sad or just depressing. I really feel like that story takes you into another kind of mood. It's not like sad like the other video I posted about the girl and the boy on the phone. it's not sad like that, but it's not sad like, it's also not scary. It's kind of depressing. It kind of reminds me of like, it's the type of tragedy which I get put in a different type of depressive state when I watch things like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Flight 93 or United 93, and the Titanic, because these are all real life tragedies that actually happened. And when you're watching it, you're not just watching a movie that's, you know, fake. It's not just actors. It's an actual tragedy that you're watching. You're witnessing something that actually happened. And I think that's what this story is. It's kind of puts you in that different type of sadness. I don't know if you guys are following me, but yeah, I just feel like it puts me in a different type of sadness than like hearing that story about the boy and the girl on the phone with each other. A lot of you guys cried watching that, and I'll admit, like, after I done the editing and stuff like that, I got pretty upset by that too. But this one puts me kind of like in a thoughtful kind of sadness. Like, I feel like, wow, all those children, they had the most horrific lives. Like, wow. But my question to all of you for question of the day is, how do you think that the orphanage caught fire? Do you believe that it was Mr. Sprunger who deliberately burned the place down for the insurance money? Or do you believe that it was an accident? Maybe one of the orphans did knock over an oil lamp? I don't know. You let me know in the comment section what you guys think. That is question of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button down below, and let's see if we can go for 55 billion likes on this video. I would really appreciate that. And remember, the most important thing of all, guys, chase your dreams. I love you all.